Hi friends, today we have Mohammad Ummair, one of our course enrolled students. And I'll refer to you as Ummair because Mohammad is a very common first name. So Ummair, thank you very much for taking the time to share your journey. And we hope your journey will inspire and help a lot of other students who might go through a similar journey to yours. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me for this. Yeah.
Cool. So can you give me a background about your education, where you studied, what stream or branch did you study? Just wanted to get that background context.
Okay, sir. So I am in final year of Government College of Engineering, Aurangabad, and my stream is Information Technology.
So can you
Yes.
give me, as a course enrolled student, can you give me some background about your learning experiences from the course? In general, how do you learn from the course as best as you could?
First of all, I really suggest that the flow that is given on your website is, I think, pretty much like the learning strategy that everyone should follow. So, like I see there is a flow of subjects that is given on your website, right? So that flow of subject, I think, is perfect if anyone's starting from the scratch level. And I would really suggest students that if they want to learn from it, so first you should watch the videos, and as you are completing the topics, there are tests in that module. So
We
you
call
should
them practice tests.
yeah, practice tests. So you should solve those practice tests as soon as you complete the topic, so like you'll have that in-depth knowledge about the topic then. And in case they feel that something they're not getting, they should mail your team, because I feel I must say this, that me that your support system, or let us say your support team, is really amazing. Like, they solve every query within 24 hours, like no matter what query it is. Like, that is something that I really loved about your course, that teachers are always ready to hear out student and solve their queries.
Yeah, a great.
So yeah,
It's a phenomenal feat that some of our mentors pull off, because I've seen them
yeah,
call students even at late night when somebody's awake and ask a question. So I mean, it's a huge teamwork, especially a lot of effort put in by our mentors for sure.
yeah.
Cool. Please
So
continue.
this thing is really say.
So how did you rectify some of these mistakes, both silly mistakes, especially 20 marks is a huge number, right? How did you
Yeah.
rectify some of these mistakes that you've done through the whole next few months?
So the first thing that I'd say is that once you give a mock test, what you must do is that you must solve all those questions that you have missed. I believe at least try to solve them. And if you're not getting them, then again the applied support is there. They are always there for helping students out. Uh, so you just solve them once. And also, I'd like to highlight that when I was done with the test series, sorry, mock test one, I got a call from, I think, Ahab sir. So he was there for me. Like, he was explaining me that this thing should be taken more seriously, and you don't have to rush and all that. So that is one thing that I really loved about applied, was that their mentors are always supportive and always there for you on the time. Like, I still remember that 1 week before the main gate exam, I got a call from applied team mentor, and they were telling me like, how should I prepare for this 1 week, because it's a very ambiguous time. The that 1 week before gate is the time where you actually don't know what to do.
I get
Yeah,
that point. I get that point. Again, kudos to the team who try to squeeze in as many calls as possible. I mean, they try to do their best. Of course, they may
yeah.
not be able to reach everybody, but they try their best. So cool. So I also wanted to understand, what was your learning strategy per se? How many hours of effort were you putting in daily throughout your gate preparation? By when did you complete first iteration of all the subjects and things like that? Roughly to get a sense.
Okay, sir. So to be very honest, sir, I got this motivation for GATE from my brother. Actually, my brother was preparing for GATE, like he was in his final year, and when he passed out, when he passed out from his final year, he took a drop because he wasn't getting like really good marks. So he went to Hyderabad and he took all this coaching stuff and all that. And then I went into my third year. So he was there to guide me for that whole path. So he told me like how you should prepare. Like for that 1 month, you should read the standard textbook. You should try to like get as many stuff as you can do. So I'd say I started from third year, and along with the classes, like the situation was pretty normal at that time. So along with the classes, I was spending roughly around 3 to 4 hours only per day, and I just watch the videos and get the problems, and I'll solve them. So my brother used to guide me that how you should watch the videos and how you should like prepare for solving the problems and all that kind of stuff. So I
Yeah,
prepared for
it's always very
yeah,
helpful to have a family member, somebody like a brother or a cousin or even your parents who motivate you. I mean, nothing beats that. Like, it's so hard to beat a
yeah,
sibling who is helping you. So, I mean, a
yeah,
big thanks to your
definitely.
family, especially your brother, who has guided you through this whole journey.
Yes, sir. So that for in my third year, actually, I just read all these topics that are in GATE, and I solved as many problems as possible. So at that time, actually, I'll be really honest, sir, I was not that much serious about GATE when I was in third year, actually, because you see, there is a lot of stuff going in the college, like you have competitive programming placements and everything there. But then I actually started giving mock tests in my final year, and that was the time everything changed. I still remember my first mock test was for applied GATE 2020 test series. That was, I think, for free and available to all.
Yes.
So I gave that test and I actually scored around only 18 marks out of 100.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd say that was a turning point of my life, because I was very demotivated after giving that test, and I went to my brother and said like, I'm not scoring really well. What should I do now? So he said, just keep on going, just keep on solving problems. You'll get eventually better with time. So I started managing like, if you could see this thing, you can see
Yeah,
this, sir.
yeah, yeah.
These are my sticky notes actually.
Ah, ha,
So
ha, ha.
what I used to do was that once I complete a subject, I used to put a sticky note here with the date and time that I completed. So as soon as I started doing this thing, so I kept a balance of what subjects I have completed and what are to be done along with this thing, gate syllabus actually.
Oh, that's a GATE syllabus. Okay.
So
You literally stuck it to your
yeah,
learning
yeah,
room or your room and you followed it like rigorously. That's a very nice strategy
yes,
to keep you, because
yes,
if you
sir.
see it every day, you are like, okay, I have to go behind it. I can't escape it.
Yes, exactly. So once I was done with the whole subject, I started doing revisions, and I started putting each sticky notes once I complete the revision. So at the end of it, I think I have 10 sticky notes on each topic. So I'd say I revised that one simple topic up to like 10 times. So that was how I learned, sir.
No, this is a very nice strategy. Having sticky notes and having the whole plan of action right in front of you where you sleep or where you study is surely helpful. I'm sure a lot of students will benefit from a similar strategy because it will keep you on track. Like you, because you see it every day. I mean, it will keep you motivated in the long journey. No problem. So I had one question, since you actually mentioned a very important point that you had competitive coding in college, then you had placements, you're also preparing for GATE. How did you balance all these three? Because I'm sure you'd have peer pressure to focus more on placements, the competitive angle that will push you into CP. How do you balance all these?
Actually, again, thanks to my big brother, sir, because see, I was into competitive programming from my first year. So, like, I started doing CP from first year, second year, and then when I got into third year, my brother told me, "See, you have only two choices right now. You can either like to do coding and prepare for your placements only, or you should go for Gate." So I said, why not both of them? So he told me like the time distribution you have to do, you have to focus on only one thing. And it's true, because if you actually want to do something, you have to give it your 100%, right, sir? So my brother told me that you have to choose between one of them. Uh, I I took Gates, yeah.
Okay. But it's a very nice idea to start competitive programming from your first year because it builds the conceptual clarity, especially of programming data structures, algorithms, and most importantly, builds a problem solving mindset, which is very important for GATE. It's a very transferable skill. If you're good in competitive programming, if you put in effort, you can crack GATE. And if you're good at
Yes.
Gate, if you put in the effort into competitive programming, you can crack competitive programming also. So I think it's a very nice suggestion, especially for students who are in their first and second year, to do some
Yeah.
competitive programming early on, because it builds your problem solving mindset and the ability.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Cool, cool. Very nice. So any suggestions you have for students like you who have started their preparation in third year, but continued through the fourth year, because this is your final year, right? So any suggestions for
Yes.
students very similar to you? Thankfully, your brother was there to guide you. But imagine if you were a big brother to somebody, right? So how would you suggest them their preparation strategy for the third year and final year?
Sir, I'd suggest that everyone should like never lose hope. Like that is the first thing that you should write down as a rule book. Like there will be times when you'll score like let's say 18, 20, 30. You'll see many people scoring more than you, but you should never lose hope. And one more thing I'd like to enlighten so that test series are just to give you the mindset of solving those problems in 3 hours. You should not be completely dependent on like if you're scoring less in some test and someone else is scoring more than you, don't feel disheartened. You should just keep working hard. And I've also seen like some pass out students who are very disheartened, like we are taking a gap, we should always score more, and then you give some, let's say, a test and then you don't score much in that test. So I'd like to tell them like don't dishearten yourself, like just keep on going. I've seen people said who have like stopped preparing for gate like 2-3 months before the gate, as that is the most important time when you should be preparing. See, I'd say that if you know that you are going to lose it, still try your best. At least don't lose like 3 or 4 months before the test. If you are going to try your best, there is a chance that you might succeed. Now, what you do, whether you lose or you win, it completely depends upon the result. At least try to win that fight. I'd
No,
say this.
it's a very nice suggestion, because we see a lot of students who go through this roller coaster journey of ups and downs. We see some students who completely give up even after we call them, we inform them that this is normal. It happens even to gate rank 1 or gate rank 500. Everybody goes through this journey. So a lot of people give up at that bottom point. Like for example, you said you got 18 marks when you took the sample test, but you didn't give up.
Yeah.
You said, okay, I know where I am. I have to now just go up and put in more effort, right? So I think that's a very nice mindset, not to give up. Push yourself. What is the worst case? You will not get a rank this year, but all this learning will help you in the next year, because you can
Yeah.
always attempt the gate exam next year. Nothing is blocking you from that.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Very nice.
And I really suggest that whenever you're preparing for gate, always set up a let's say a rival target for yourself. Like if you are seeing someone as your rival and you see them score more, then you'll always get boosted that yes, I want to score more too. So always have a
Anyway, you
rivalry
have the
target. Yeah.
rank list after every test, so you can keep competing
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah. Choose one rival that you have and you just compete with him.
Got it, got
So
it. It's a nice mind game that you can play on yourself.
yes, sir.
Very interesting strategies. So, Umair, any suggestions you have for the GATE applied course on how we can improve the course for the next batch of students?
One thing I'd say is that there is no rivalry game that you can play in applied course if you are giving the mock, let us say I'd say the institute level mock test that you have, not the all India rank test. There are some other mock tests that you give to, right, sir?
Yes.
So I'd suggest that when you are giving this mock test, you should always like put a rankers list. I really suggest that you should have a rankers list on your portal after each test
Yeah,
because
so we brainstormed a lot about it. There were a lot of pros and cons that all of us discussed. So
yeah.
what some of our mentors said was, this is a very nice idea, but others said these are mock tests only for the students who are enrolled in the course, right? So they
Mhm.
said this will demotivate a lot of people, especially 3-4 months before the exam, and they will give up, because we have
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
something similar in the previous years. So I mean, this is something that we wanted to do, but then there was a lot of back and forth discussions that we had, that some people will get demotivated just because they got a rank, because somebody might expect, okay, amongst all the students, I might be in top 10 or top 20, but when they see themselves in 700, 800 rank, they're like, okay, this is not for me. So there are pros and
Yeah.
cons. We will see what we can do there for sure. But it's a very nice suggestion. We just have to balance,
Yeah.
because we see students from the whole spectrum, right? We see
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
like you who don't give up, who have the hope. We see students who give up the moment they score. Like we have seen so many students who scored even 30, 40 marks in the sample test that we have on our website, who just give up. They're like 30, 40 marks, I can't get a good rank. And here you are, who got 18 marks and then went all the way up.
Yes, sir. So that is something that you all GATE aspirants should understand, that the ride of your journey for GATE is never going to be like always upward. It's going to contain lots of ups and downs. So you have to be there. Like, and I also recommend one more thing that I'd say that everyone should do is that always keep a track of the marks that you're getting in the mock test. So you'll know that how well are you performing and how is your performance going. So you should be able to like tally that what were you scoring back then and what are you scoring right now. So always try to like uh, have that courage to give all the tests and stand against the cons. I know that them personally that they have taken the test series but they are not solving the test series. The reason
Okay.
being they're afraid of like low marks. So I just want to ask them one question. What is the worst thing that can happen if you give the test series? Like at least you'll know that what point you are missing. So that is something that I think everyone should understand, that not giving test series is not a solution. No one actually cares about your marks. Only you see them. So you should try to like give as much tests as possible and learn as much as possible from those test series.
That's a very nice suggestion, because when we ask students, suppose there is a student who's doing well in practice tests, they skip let's assume they skip a mock test. We reach out to them and say, hey, why did you skip the mock test? He says, sir, I'm not well prepared. I will get demotivated and all these things. I think it's a very nice point that you raised, that these tests are for your self-evaluation. There is no gate rank associated with them. These are only for your improvement. And I think a lot of people don't realize that simple fact, that it is for you, not for somebody else.
Yeah, that is something that I have noticed in a lot of my friends, and that is the sole reason why people get demotivated and stop preparing for gate. At least if you are like, at least if you are continuously giving these tests or mock tests, you are in touch with the syllabus, and you'll see that where you're lacking the preparation, and you'll start preparing for that topic. At least
Very
try
true.
to give them in a flow.
Very
Yeah,
true. Very
don't
true.
drop out
Actually,
of
we
some.
go out and ask many of our students to take not just our test series questions. Suppose we have a course enrolled student like you. We tell them, take our test series, but take others also, as you have done, right? It's a very nice thing, because it doesn't cost much. It will give you a breadth of experiences, because more problem solving never hurts.
Yeah. See, that is one thing that you said very correctly. So that you should always try a lot of test series. Like you should applied is a must, but you should also like to
No, no, we
you should
strongly
also
recommend people to try 3, 4, whatever is available. Please
yeah,
take all of them, because it will
yeah,
always help you gauge where you are. Because somebody might give a harder paper, somebody could give an easier paper, right? You're preparing for all eventualities in the examination.
yeah. And one more thing, sir, that I'd like to highlight for the students which are preparing for GATE. Like during when you're solving these mock tests, you always get the doubt that you cannot evaluate your performance with respect to the GATE paper. Let's say there is some paper that in which you have scored like let's say 80 marks, then you'll be like, I've scored too much. Like is it like was this paper similar to GATE? So at that time, I think students should like believe in applied. I think because uh, when I was preparing for applied gate test series, uh, I didn't solve these gate 2019 2020 papers earlier. So I just gave you a mock test and I was scoring like around let's say 70, sometimes 66. So I was getting somewhat similar marks in the mock test. Sorry, in the gate mock test, actual ones, gate 2019 and gate
When
2020.
you did the previous year questions.
Yeah, previous year questions actually.
But it's hard to
So
predict gate, because even this year, right? Set 2 was
yeah,
significantly lengthier and trickier.
yeah,
So we don't know next year, we don't know how many sets might be there. what will be the relative hardness. So I think instead of guessing that, it's better to prepare for all eventualities and have a
Yeah.
neat strategy for all. I think that's the best strategy, to have plan for every case.
Yes, yes, exactly. You should be ready for any case that might come in the near future. Yeah,
Cool.
correct.
Thank you, Umair. Thank you for taking the time. And I really loved your sticky notes idea. We will surely share that, and also multiple strategies that you mentioned, especially your journey from somebody who scored 18 marks on our open test to somebody who scored 70 marks at a later point. It's certainly a very inspiring story. I'm sure a lot of students will benefit a lot from strategies and your journey of ups and downs. Thank you very much, Umair.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day.